What's up, guys? Your boy Vance, and I'm back with another video. And today, talking about standards, man. Something that people don't realize, um, like the details and like going in depth into it. So you don't realize when it comes to standards being set, yes, it could be a standard of, let's just say, this workout says you got to do minimum of 20 push-ups. Cool. Whatever push-ups you do is the standard that you set for yourself. So, like I said, 20 push-ups, that's the minimum. That's, whatever. Let's say exceeding is 30 push-ups, whatever. Like I said, it's all example. Say you did 25. Okay, cool. You did above the minimum. You're still haven't done exceeding, but that's the same that you set. You like, all right, I did 35. I'm gonna do 35. Now, if you be like, 30 is the maximum. Cool, you can do 30, but why not do 60? Why not do 50? Why not do 40? Because at the end of the day, you set the standard for yourself. A standard is made, but at the end of the day, whatever you do and whatever's in your mindset, that's the standard you set. People don't set the standard for you. You set the standard for yourself. There could be a standard that is set, but at the end of the day, whatever you do, whatever you choose, that's the standard that you set. And I always tell people, when it comes to that, what are your standards? Are they minimum? Are you maximum? Are you in the middle? Like, it's kind of like with your life, man. Like, what do? You sit on the couch and watch TV all day. You eat all day and eat the wrong foods and all that stuff. Like, or do you exercise? Do you make most of your time productive? Do you, like I said, hang out with your kids? You do all this stuff. Do you do high standard stuff, or do you set the average standard? Or do you just below average, like whatever, what standards are you living your life by? That's the main question that I always have to ask people. And most of them be like, oh yeah, I try to strive for the best. Okay, you said you try, like, just do it. Don't try. Because whatever you stop off at, or whatever that's the standard you set for yourself. Don't say you try. Just say you're going to do what you're going to do, If you got to do the maximums, like I said, 50 push-ups, don't even think about 50 push-ups. Just do as many as you can do. Do as many as you can do. Push yourself. If you know that the minimum is 20, why think of 20? Like, nah, do more. Do more. Especially if you can. Most people, they just like, oh, well, yeah, that's the minimum. I'm going to just do that. Like, nah, why not? Do more. Be better. Why do what everybody else is doing? You're not average. That's the thing I always try to have to tell people, man. Y'all don't realize the potential that y'all have. Most of y'all get distracted real easily. Most of y'all, want to fit in. Y'all care about what people think, all the bull crap. Like, none of it matters. It's kind of like one of those things where it kind of hit me after graduating high school. You have all these buddies, you see all these people every day and this and that and this, and then when you graduate, what happens? Everybody go do what they gonna do. Everybody go on with their life. And you're by yourself. You're in this big world, But it's up to you. Are you still gonna do the standards that you were setting for yourself in high school? Or are you gonna grow up and be better? Honestly, too, you can't rely on people. You can't rely on, people's opinions, people's like I said, when if they try to set a standard for you or be like, yo, you're gonna do this. Like, cool. By the end of the day, you're gonna do what you're comfortable with, what you're going to do. Whether you're comfortable or not, you're gonna set that standard for yourself. That's actually a wrong word. I shouldn't even say what you're comfortable with. No, go above that. Be better than that. If you like, all right, I'm gonna do, in your head, you're like, okay, you're pumping them out, and at 20, you're like, dang, this is it. Most people be like, all right, I'm done. Like, no, keep going. You can shock yourself. 9 out of 10, you're going to shock yourself. Most people, they think, their max is this number, but then they end up doing this. Like, this that standard, If they be like, oh, my max is probably 225, and then they go do 225, and they be like, dang, this is easy. Yeah, that means you can go more. That wasn't your standard. That's what you thought your standard was. You guessed, you just like, oh, I think it's there. But like, nah, push yourself, Even if that is your max, but you can do more. Push yourself, be better. Don't just stay in one spot because you're satisfied. I hate that word. I hate that word. Never stay satisfied. Keep going, Keep striving for greatness. Whether you have examples of greatnesses in your life or your family or not, set that. Set that standard. You can set that standard. But at the end of the day, people are going to set the standard for themselves. And it's nothing you really can do about it. It is what it is. But that'll tell you a lot about that individual. If you're pushing somebody to be great and they're constantly, second guessing, or you can give them ideas, give them advice, but at the end of the day, it's up to them whether they want to take that advice and apply it and take action on it, or just, go through one ear and out the other. That's kind of like one of the things where I hate when people I know aren't gonna, take action on what I just said, but like advice on like losing weight, whatever. I'm just talking to a brick wall, and it's very disrespectful. They don't realize that, but it's very disrespectful. If you come to me and you ask me about, oh, how do I lose weight and this and that, and I tell you how to lose weight, and you still go and do what you want to do, that means you're not serious about it. That's not on your priorities. You're happy with being comfortable. You don't realize it. You're comfortable with being overweight. You're comfortable. And that's one thing it's going to hurt you, especially in the long run. You have to be able to, like I said, set that bar for you really high and then try to break it. You feel me? Push yourself. The only way you're going to get good. You can't be great at something and not do what great do. Not do what great people have done. You feel me? If you're trying to take that easy way, that shortcut, it's not going to work. You have to be better than that. You have to stay focused. It's your life. People can't live it for you. Like I said, nobody's really going to save you, because at the end of the day, you have to do the work. A person could literally give you a high-paying job, great job, and give you your dream job, but it's still up to you to keep it. You can have all these connections in the world, but it's still up to you. And that goes into like the whole standards. What are the standards you set for yourself? Are you setting that bar really low for yourself? Because a lot of y'all right now is probably setting it really freaking low. A lot of y'all are probably depressed because of it. A lot of y'all probably think there is no, getting better. There is no this and that. And I tell you right now, there is. There's always a way. But you have to find out within yourself. I'm going to give you the blueprint, try to, teach you, try to push you. By the end of the day, you have to do the work. I can't do it for you. Just know I'm going to be here for you, though. If you want to actually work and get better, yeah, I'm going to be here. It's one of those things where it's like, when you're trying to push somebody to be great and they're, being lazy, whatever, you're not hurting me. You're not hurting my feelings. You hurting your own self. Because I'm going to be there no matter what. I'm going to keep pushing myself towards greatness no matter what. I'm going to be at the next level while you still sitting in the back, chilling, comfortable, but probably depressed. Not living your dreams and your goals to the fullest. Not even doing what you want to do. You're just settling. You're being comfortable. It's something that I don't want for myself, nor you. Because I know the potential that you have, whether you know it or see it or not. But it's, like I said, that's one of my goals, is to pull it out of you. But the only way for that to happen is for you to pull it out yourself. All right, y'all. Stay tuned for the next video. And remember, never stay satisfied. All right, y'all. See you at the next.